Okay, people, I'm warning you right now. Do not live in the HOA community, because most of the HOA community are nothing but pieces of shit. Yes, they're pieces of shit. They will go so far as to bully your children. They'll take stuff from your they'll take stuff from your they'll take stuff from they'll take stuff from your children. They'll steal packages. They'll even go so far as to steal packages off your porch. They'll steal your decorations and stuff. They'll steal your work vehicles. They'll even go so far as to try to break in your house. And yes, some of them, and yes, most of them will break in your house. And they'll even go so far as to block emergency vehicles from coming into the neighborhood or community. And yes, you heard right. Most of them will go so far as to block emergency vehicles like police, firemen, EMTs, or ambulance. And what they don't realize is, by blocking emergency vehicles, they will cause someone to lose their life, or worse yet, die. And yes, you heard right. Most of the HOA people will cause someone to lose their life or die by blocking emergency vehicles. And most of them will even go so far as to block people that are trying to deliver food to other people in the neighborhood. And yes, you heard right. Most of them will go so far as to block people that are trying to. Most of them will go so far as to block people that are trying to deliver food to other people in the neighborhood. So the honest God truth is, do not live in the HOA community. Do not live in the HOA community, period. Because most of them are controlling, and most of them are downright crazy. And if you're talking about crazy, I'm talking about crazy as, I mean, most of them are crazy enough to block emergency vehicles from coming into the neighborhood or community. And yes, you heard right. Most of them will be crazy enough to block emergency vehicles from coming into the community or neighborhood. Meaning they'll block EMTs or ambulance. They'll block other emergency vehicles like police and fire. In other words, they'll block police, fire, and rescue. They'll block people from. They'll even go so far as to block people from rescuing other people. Yes, you heard right. They'll go so far as to block emergency vehicles from doing their jobs. They'll block emergency vehicles like police, fire, and EMTs and ambulance from rescuing other people that desperately desperately need help. That's what I was trying to say. And most of them will even go so far as to hurt children. Yes, you heard right. Most of them will go so far as to hurt the neighborhood, as to hurt the neighborhood children. Most of them will even tell you to keep your kids most of them will even tell your kids, and we will even tell you to keep your kids locked up, or keep your kids cooped up. What I'm trying to say is, most of them will even tell you to keep your kids locked up inside, or keep your kids cooped up inside the house, which is not even right. Most of them will go so far as to tell the kids what they can and cannot do, what they can and cannot have. They'll even tell other grown people what they can and cannot have. They'll even tell you what you can and cannot do. So yeah, in conclusion, do not, I repeat, do not live in the HOA community. Because most of them are downright crazy, most of them are downright controlling, and most of them are just downright pieces of shit, is what they are. So yeah, do not live in the HOA community. Please, please, for God's sake, and heaven help you if you, and heaven help you if you live in the HOA community. So, in conclusion, do not live in the HOA community. Do not live in one, period. Because as I said, most of those HOA people are downright crazy and downright insane. Yeah, that's what I meant to say last time. What I meant to say last time was most of them are downright insane, most of them are downright crazy, and most of them are just insane pieces of shit. In other words, most of them are assholes. So yeah. And the other thing about the HOA is most of them are downright controlling. So yeah, do not live in the HOA community, period. Because like I said, most of them are downright insane, most of them are downright crazy, and most of them are downright most of them are downright controlling. So yeah, do not live in the HOA community. Do not live in the HOA community, period. Trust me.